Hi viewers, welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Adeola Fayehun. And 2 weeks ago on this program, we talked about the plight of some Nigerian students studying abroad. We talked about some Nigerian students that were killed, some that were beaten, and we promised you that after hearing from the students, because we had like 4 of them on the show, that we would hear the side of the Nigerian government and Nigerian embassies to know what they are doing to help Nigerian students studying abroad. So with me today to discuss this issue is Honorable Abike Dabiri, who is the chairperson of the Nigerian House of Representatives Diaspora Affairs Committee. Honorable Abike Dabiri, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you. Adeola, nice to be on your program today.
Thank you for coming on the show. So just to cut to the chase, we're trying to find out exactly what the Nigerian government is doing to help Nigerian students studying abroad who are having a tough time.
Well, for us as a committee on diaspora, cases that come to us, we try to intervene. And I'll tell you that during the short period this committee has been in existence, we've intervened a lot in cases of Nigerian students abroad, from Cyprus to Russia to Ghana, several countries. Well, the most recent one being the one of northern Cyprus, where we had to warn Nigerian parents and their children to be careful of going to places where your life really doesn't matter. That case in particular, we were shocked that just 2 weeks after we received the family of a Nigerian student, he died through a car accident in northern Cyprus, and not a word of condolence to the family of the boy. His corpse was sent back without any of his belongings. Until we intervened, they rather later sent half of his belongings, and then the family said whatever he had left, I think about $406 on his ATM card, was spent. And to now find that the authorities of that university were actually now in Nigeria recruiting more students, we found that a little bit too much. And we're able to issue a statement warning everybody to be careful. And then, North Cyprus is not recognized by any country in the world except Turkey. So it's important that Nigerian students know information before you decide that you're going there. So at least we succeeded in stopping them from going out Nigeria, recruiting more students. They replied us, we replied them, but we know that we're able to we must save our children from imminent danger.
Did you say that did you say you've stopped them from recruiting in Nigeria?
Oh, yes. No, we had to stop the ongoing process. So they could only do what they did in Abuja. They were to go to the north, Lagos, Uyo. So they themselves now announced that, due to some certain reasons, they cannot continue. So at least we stopped them from going further to other states in Nigeria, recruiting our students.
All right. So, but are they still going to some states?
No, they've left. They've stopped at the moment. They were supposed to go to 4 other states, and they excluded Benin and Bayelsa, where 2 of our students had been killed. 2 of those who died. One is from Benin, one is from Bayelsa. And I hope you know that just a few days ago, another student died in the same North Cyprus place.
University.
But they said the guy, jumped or something. But the fact is that we had to intervene and had to warn parents to be careful.
Okay, so the 20-year-old guy who was hit by a car and nothing has been done in terms of investigations. I'm wondering how the Nigerian government is holding the school authorities accountable.
Well, you see, that particular place is a bit difficult because North Cyprus is not recognized, not even by Nigeria. So going as far as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, there's really nothing they can do. That is their own excuse, because this is a country that is not recognized by the United Nations and not recognized even by Nigeria. So there's not much you can do diplomatically in that regard. So,
but you just said that they killed another student recently. What is the Nigerian government doing to protect those who are already there?
No, we just heard that a Nigerian student, they said he jumped from some apartment and he died. The family is not complaining. The family said, well, he jumped and died, so we really cannot.
So that's a suicide case.
If the family is not petitioning us. But we are just saying that we heard of another death just a few days ago.
I see. But what about the students that are there right now, since that country is not recognized by Nigeria or the UN? How is the Nigerian government, what's the plan to protect them or to get them to a different school?
Well, first is we need to have a database of students that are there, and that information can be given by anybody. The school is not going to reveal. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is saying, well, we don't have any relationship with them. So we're hoping that we get support from Nigerian students there. And we've told them, if you think there are challenges, please let us know. You see, we can't stop our students from going where they want to go to if the government is not stopping them. But I'm sure even the student, even the North Cyprus university, we should be a bit more careful now. So it's not only Cyprus that we have problems with. There are also other countries that we have issues with. And the thing is, you find our students go to very, very subsidized schools in some countries who see it as a money-making business because Nigerian students are going all over trying to seek education because of the situation of our education here. So really, it's not just Cyprus. So we, as a committee, intend to meet with the Ministry of Education where we're going to thrash some of these issues out. There must be like there must be like an advisory to Nigerian students. Even there are some countries you shouldn't go to. If you take Ghana, yes, we just came back from Ghana. A Nigerian parent, a Nigerian couple had their 16-year-old son. They just called them, your son is dead, come and pick his cups. And by the time they got to Ghana, yes, a 16-year-old boy in secondary school, he had only done 12 days there, and they had paid about ₦1 million school fees. But when they saw the picture of the boy, definitely it wasn't just that he drowned. You could see signs of this boy was beaten up or tortured. You could see scars and all that on his face. Okay,
so but when things like this happen, I just wonder exactly what the Nigerian government. What does the government do when something like this happens? Does that mean the kid dies and that's it? Is there is anybody held accountable or responsible?
Only the Committee on Diaspora is actually doing all these things now. So we were in Ghana. We petitioned our Nigerian embassy. We're demanding a coroner's inquest to have an independent investigation to have the boy dead. And I must commend the Nigerian High Commission in Ghana. They are on top of the case.
And when an embassy doesn't go ahead, when an embassy doesn't do the investigations needed, how are they held responsible or accountable?
Well, naturally, they should be held accountable. But you see, as a committee, a parliamentary committee, all we can do, which is what we're doing, is bring this to the attention. Like when we went to the embassy in Ghana, we got all the cooperation needed. In fact, the woman, really cannot complain about her kids. We cannot bring her son back, but we'll get justice for her and the son. So first thing is, what killed the boy? Whatever is the situation, that also what killed the boy. They even threatened to bury the boy. And we said, no, you cannot bury the boy without the parents' consent. So when we take the next step, we'll now know what next to do. How the school will be culpable, what damages they need to pay. They even need to refund the ₦1 million that the parents had deposited to the school.
Okay. So also, I believe that if anything happens to Nigerian students in the diaspora, you are the go-to person. You are the go-to person. You are the ones that they should try to contact to let you know what's going on, right, abroad. So, and I'm just wondering, is there a website that Nigerian students can go to and the contact information that students can reach you?
Oh, yes. In fact, we get a lot. www.diasporacommittee.com. We have a website. So if you send your mails to that Diaspora Committee website, we'll always, reply you. So you can always contact us through the Diaspora Committee website.
All right. If we can put up that website, www.diasporacommittee.com. So that's where Nigerian students abroad can go to make their complaints known.
Yes.
I'm just wondering some things like, do we know exactly how many Nigerian students we have abroad?
Again, that is another challenge. We don't even know how many Nigerians we have abroad in the first place. We don't have a strong database. And we've asked the Ministry of Foreign Affairs why it's so difficult to know the number of Nigerians abroad. There are a few challenges. Some do not want to register with the embassy. But that's not the point. If you don't, then you're not a Nigerian in diaspora. So first thing is every embassy must have a database of the citizens in that country. Whether they come or not is another matter. Then for the students, it shouldn't be difficult to know the number of Nigerian students in any particular university. And then, again, we appeal to some of the diaspora groups, like the Nigerian Diaspora Organization. Rather than spend time quarreling with one another, you can embark on this project.
All right,
some of them are stopped.
I see. So right now, we don't know the number of Nigerian students in each country?
No. Sadly, no, and that is what we are working on. We don't even know the number of Nigerians abroad. The U.S. ambassador was with us a few weeks ago, and he's even asking that the National Population Commission should come and conduct a census of Nigerians in the USA. And we'll be approaching the Population Commission to see whether you can do that, because in America alone, officially, it's not less than 1.5 million. But unofficially, we know there are nothing less than 4 million Nigerians in the state.
I see.
You know, so it's something that we really must focus on. And as a committee, we are demanding that this is a first step. We must take. You must have a database. And it shouldn't be that difficult. It's just that we're being lazy about it. And because now, since the Committee on Diaspora came on board, we're, turning attention to these issues. We're putting diaspora issues on the front. But I think, for instance, the federal government wants a $300 million diaspora bond. You must know the people you're talking to in the first place. You know, you must know who they are. You must know how to reach them.
I see.
Talk of diaspora voting. One of the reasons why diaspora voting...
I was going to ask you about that as well, but you can go ahead.
Yeah, one of the reasons is, well, you don't even have a database. So that could even be an incentive. You must know how many people. So issue of database is a priority.
I see.
And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs must make it a priority. And what we are trying to do is a diaspora policy is on the way under the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. The report will be submitted soon. We don't have a policy on diaspora. Then we're also advocating the creation of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission. So if we have this commission, a one-stop agency to deal with diaspora matters, then all these issues will be easily tackled.
All right, I'll still come back to the diaspora issue, but also, do we know how many Nigerian embassies we have?
We have in many countries. I don't have it at the top of my head, but we have in virtually every country. I mean, it's reciprocal, but I cannot tell you exactly. But we're dealing with maybe 50-something. But I really cannot say that off my brain now.
Okay, but I know that you travel a lot and you meet with Nigerian students abroad. And if you can just tell our viewers exactly what you do whenever you visit these schools, whenever you meet with Nigerian students.
Yes, like when we're in South Africa, we met with Nigerian students. When we're in Ghana, we met with Nigerian students. Everywhere we go, we make youth engagement a priority. We want to hear from them. We want to see what challenges they are facing and how we can help. And don't forget that we also have some of our youth in prisons in several parts of the world. In South Africa, we met with a few of them. I saw 2 students, that are graduates from here who went to school in South Africa, and they're in prison now. So the idea is, what can we do? How can we intervene? In Russia, we have to intervene in the case of our students that were not being paid their bursaries, their scholarship. Just $6,000 per. So
when you meet with these students, you actually take time to listen to all their complaints and give them answers to questions.
We try to give answers, but we now follow up with the relevant. Like in this case, the Ministry of Education. Like the last one that happened, our students in Russia were not being paid their $6,000. We intervened and they were paid. They turn to beggars because you send them there, you're not paying them. So like the one in Ghana is one we're taking up now. We'll be meeting with the Ministry of Education on what can be done about that. So we deal with each case on its own merit. Some just write to us through the website. Some cases, there's really nothing we can do. When we look at the ones we can intervene, either link them with a particular department, agency, MDA, or just give advice and counseling or whatever.
So just sorry to cut you off. It's just because time, I'm running out of time and I still have so many questions. But another isolated case, a 26-year-old lady who was killed in Ohio last year, Adeola, and I'm sure that you've heard about her. And they finally found the killer. And I'm wondering what the Nigerian government is doing about that so far. Do we know where the case stands?
No, we condemn that case, but we're told now the killer is being charged to court. You see, you're dealing with a society where, in the case of America, they don't have case of human rights abuses. So that is the case we're following. The killer is being charged to court, and he will face the law in America. So we're going to monitor the case as it goes. So we're in a situation of somebody died and you don't know what is happening. The killer has been found, and he will face trial. So we're monitoring that case.
All right. Also, let's talk a bit about the diaspora. There has been people in the diaspora have been pushing to be able to vote in this coming election. A lot of African countries, their citizens can vote abroad. So, can you tell us what your office is doing about this to ensure that Nigerians in the diaspora can vote?
We've been promoting diaspora voting. In fact, we brought it up on the floor, and the general argument was that, well, that the timing is not right. You know, but the argument is, when will the timing be right? However, I think realistically speaking, we just have a year to elections. You know, but what we need to do, and what we need to appeal to Nigerians in diaspora to do, is that this should be the last election that Nigerians in diaspora will not be able to vote. Because realistically speaking, INEC has not even, INEC chairman is telling us, well, I'm not so sure I can give you a perfect election. So to now add that at this point in time,
yeah, I don't know
how realistic it is, but I've told Nigerians in diaspora all the time we engage with them, if you cannot vote in 2015, that should be the last election that you not vote. But you see, Nigerians in diaspora should not keep quiet too.
But like you said, there is still a year, like you said, to this election. So definitely something can still be done. I don't know if we should, like, as a Nigerian in the diaspora, this coming election is very important, and a lot of Nigerians in the diaspora definitely want to be able to vote.
Talk to all then sustain the momentum. You all have representatives, 360 members of the House, senators. Sustain the momentum, write your representative, write your senator on why you need to vote in 2015. Hello?
I am still here. I'm trying to say that...
The challenge that I had, the last time we were in America, they said they were going to collect 1 million signatures. We saw nothing. So you see, it's something that you must sustain the momentum, you must sustain that demand, and you must ensure that the relevant laws are amended. If you just talk about it and do nothing, then it's not going to happen.
So I was trying to say that I know that you've sponsored some bills in the past at the Senate, like the Freedom of Information Bill, the bill for an act to ensure full integration of Nigerians with physical disabilities, and so on and so forth. Is it not possible to sponsor a bill to allow Nigerians in the diaspora to vote?
I actually did, if you followed the developments. Honorable Samson Osagi and myself have actually sponsored a bill to amend the relevant sections of the law for diaspora voting. But this came through in the House. In fact, one of my colleagues, who is a former ambassador, you know, said he doesn't think Nigerians in diaspora are ready to vote. So, Honorable Osagi and I will sponsor that bill, but a lot of members say, well, are we sure we're ready now when we haven't even understood ourselves in terms of free and fair elections? So, yes, we sponsored it. But what we can do again is INEC can send an amendment to the electoral law, which they are planning to do. Hopefully, the amendment INEC will send will include diaspora voting. But whatever the circumstances, we should also listen to the other argument that can it be, because election basically, in 6 months, you know, everybody is getting ready for the next election. How do you arrange the logistics? Are you sure you really are not giving ourselves more problem? I'm just saying, realistically speaking, we cannot delay it for too long. Even if it doesn't happen in 2015, it must happen eventually, and that shouldn't be beyond the next set of elections. So we keep watching and seeing whether it is a possibility.
All right. So my second to the last question is about Nigerians in prisons abroad. Just exactly what the government is doing to help them, those that are imprisoned abroad.
That's another area that actually makes me sad. Well, the case of Nigerians in prisons abroad, and we're looking at least 9,000 Nigerians in various prisons abroad. It is some committed the crime, and they will have to serve the punishment. But we worry about the few that actually should not be in jail. Some are there without any trial. Some are there, they cannot afford a lawyer. They get a state lawyer who doesn't care about your case anyway. And we have been able to intervene in some cases, and they got out of prison. Even in South Africa, we got about 3 of them out because it was very petty and it was just a little thing here and there. And along with the embassy, we sorted those matters. So we worry about those who should not be in jail. If you can save just one person who has been unjustly tried, then that gives us satisfaction. So we need to separate that. You commit a crime, you will have to face the penalty. You go to Indonesia, as soon as you land in the country, it tells you that penalty for drugs is death. And you say, go ahead and carry the drugs. Then we go begging, don't kill them. And they tell us that it's our laws. So we have to feel about those. Like in Cairo, some Nigerians have been back, you know, They were pardoned. And even after being pardoned, the embassy didn't even say anything. They had to find themselves out with our support. So, and it's really very sad that we have so many of our young ones in prisons abroad. We should look at the cause of why this is happening. Why are youth living in droves, you know, and then get into other countries and come back. It's a failure of leadership in the part of our country. And we need to ensure we create jobs and take care of our youth.
Thank you very much. And my very last question, you made a statement earlier on that Nigerians studying abroad, especially in Ghana, that this is like a money-making business right now. They're just taking money, a lot of money from Nigerian students. I'm wondering if, I'm wondering how your office is putting pressure on the Nigerian government to raise the standard of education in Nigeria so that Nigerian students won't have to go abroad and face so many things that they face and spend so much.
We need to know that it's a critical problem. There should be an emergency in the education sector, you know, because it's going to be worse off for us. Some of our students in Ghana, when they finish, they cannot do youth service in Nigeria because even NYSC will not recognize the schools. Some of them studying law, for instance, cannot do law school in Nigeria. So it would have been a wasted 4 years. You know, so you'd have been better off spending 6 years with all the strike and everything than be in just a few of them. We saw a university that is a porter cabin. You see one-story building universities in Ghana. 70% of them are Nigerian students. The money we use sending our children to school in Ghana, when you put it together, is more than our budget for education as a nation. So really, it's another disaster waiting to happen.
So you are putting pressure on the government, though, to improve the education system in Nigeria.
You don't need to put pressure on government. What is government there for? If you cannot improve the standard of education in your country, it's not even about improving the standard of education in your country. One of the worst universities in Nigeria, so to speak, is better than some that we saw in Ghana. So it's not even about improving; it's about ensuring that, you know, number one, awareness. A lot of our students just want to say they're abroad. You know, you just say, oh, you're in Ghana, you're abroad. You need to do a double check on the kind of university.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Abike. Sorry, I have to cut you off because of time.
It's okay. Next
time you come to see Nigerian students in America, please let us know so we can have you in the studio and continue this conversation.
Not just Nigerian students. When next we're in America, we'll call you.
All right.
And we'll reach you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And viewers, that has been Honorable Abike Dabiri, and I'm sure you've seen the website where you can contact her to make your complaints known. That is diasporacommittee.com. Stay tuned, we still have more to come.